Failure is expected. Loss is priced in. Risk is intentional. Collapse feeds the system. Survival is open any top global app. Instagram, YouTube, Amazon, Uber, Spotify. Different companies, same behavior. This is not copying. This is industrial standardization. Soft entry, what you feel. Your brain doesn't learn new apps anymore. It recognizes patterns. That is by design. According to UX research, users decide whether an interface feels usable in under 8 seconds. If they hesitate, drop-off probability rises by 38%. At global scale, hesitation is expensive. The US scale logic. More than 72% of the world's top 100 apps are either built in the US or optimized for US markets first. Silicon Valley follows one rule. If it doesn't scale to 500 million users, it doesn't survive. To scale safely, apps must minimize learning time, support cost, behavioral unpredictability. A UI redesign can increase customer support tickets by 25 to 40% in the first month alone. That translates into millions of dollars for large platforms. So novelty is treated as financial risk. Why layouts look identical? Data from mobile interaction studies shows 76% selective and of thumb interactions happen in the lower screen zone. Bottom navigation increases task success rate by 18 to 22%. Familiar layouts reduce onboarding time by 50%. That's why bottom bars repeat. That's why feeds scroll vertically. That's why icons look predictable. Design systems like Material Design and AppleHeg exist because standardization cuts development time by 30%, reduces usability errors by 40%, lowers cross-culture friction dramatically. Infinite scroll, a scale weapon. Why this doesn't destroy the ecosystem? In many countries, failure ends careers. In Silicon Valley, failed founders raise again. Employees move instantly. Knowledge doesn't disappear. Studies show that founders with one failed startup are 30% more likely to succeed next time. Second-time founders raise capital faster than first-timers. Failure is treated as experience, not stigma. Capital recycling is the core. When a startup dies, money is written off. Talent is redistributed. Ideas are absorbed. Venture funds don't stop investing. They rebalance. Silicon Valley reinvests losses instead of punishing them. That's the key difference. Why this looks wasteful but isn't. From outside, it looks inefficient. So much money lost. So many shutdowns. But from a system view, innovation requires trial. Trial requires failure. Failure requires tolerance. The Valley optimizes for maximum learning per dollar, not maximum survival. Why copying this is hard? Most ecosystems copy pitch decks, accelerators, startup events. They don't copy loss tolerance, legal protection, cultural acceptance. Without those, failure becomes fear. And fear kills experimentation. The system truth. Silicon Valley is not strong because startups succeed. It is strong because failure is allowed. Loss is expected. Capital keeps moving. So when you hear 90% startups fail, don't hear weakness. Hear how the system works. Because only ecosystems that survive failure can produce breakthroughs.